Ação.
There are many children in this world who are forced to live on the streets. Some willingly choose to live their life on the streets. Brazil has one of the highest populations of street children in the world. To get an idea of how many street children there are, here's a quote from Rodrigues, who earned her doctorate and works at Sapienza University of Rome. In 2014, she wrote, "Concerning the places that have been studied as locations of street children, the first and foremost country is Brazil, with 25 scientific publications that describe research carried on street children in this country, followed by Kenya with 8 publications, and Mexico and Turkey with 7 publications each. Brazil with its favelas appears as the most widely studied complex zone where street children are found." So this quote gives us an idea that the subject of street children is well known in Brazil. I have personally worked with ministries that would go to the streets and we would build relationships with the children there. We would play with them, but we would try to build relationships so that we can get them into restoration homes. So in this speech, I will discuss why children are living on the streets of Brazil, what life is like for them, and what organizations are trying to change the situation. So why do children live on the streets of Brazil? There are several factors, one being poverty. When the parents fail to provide a decent home and enough food for the children, they see the streets as an alternative. They figure that the streets don't offer much of a difference in what they're receiving at home. Another reason why children go to the streets is because of the independence it offers them. It's freedom for them. They don't have any parental control. And another reason why they would go to the streets is because of family dysfunction at home. If there's drug abuse, physical abuse, or discord, that is another aspect that draws them to the streets. Human rights researcher Noam Schimmel wrote in 2008, "Street children often initially run away from home, in part because of a lack of emotional support and affection on the part of their parents, and or because of dysfunctional family life as a result of alcoholism and substance abuse, extreme poverty, physical abuse, or tension between the mother and father. In life on the street, they hope to find a better alternative and a more supportive living environment." Now that we know why children are living on the streets of Brazil, it is a valid question to ask, what's life like for them? Well, life is rough for them. You can find them sleeping on cardboard boxes or newspapers, if they even have that. Usually they don't have any money in their pockets, so they resort to begging, stealing, selling drugs, and even prostitution. And this puts them at risk with the police, drug lords, and even pimps. Speaking of police, police have been known to kill street children because they are considered an annoyance and an eyesore to the community. Street children also get addicted to drugs. They sniff glue and paint thinner, and it is understood that this subsides their hunger and also numbs their feelings for their situation. Associated with the University of Pennsylvania, Priya Knocker said, "Street children's lives are characterized by engagement in street life, menial jobs, drug use, and erratic living conditions. Importantly, independence and freedom from parental, adult control typifies street life for children. The street is their source of livelihood, forcing them to compete for food, money, and shelter." So even though this is an issue, there are many organizations trying to change the situation. One being Happy Child International. Happy Child International works to guarantee the rights of children and teenagers and has as its mission to rescue, rehabilitate street children and children at risk, and reintegrate them back into their families and communities. This organization focuses on 2 cities, in Brazil, Belo Horizonte and Recife. Another organization that is well known is Youth with a Mission, also known as YWAM. They provide outreaches to the children on the streets and also rehabilitation homes for them to live in. Yet another one is Action International Ministries. They send missionaries to Brazil to take care of abandoned children. They go about child evangelism, and they also are involved with foster care and adoption. So looking back, I have been giving you a sneak peek to the lives of the street children in Brazil. Now, Brazil is not the only country that deals with this. Many other countries have this issue. And there are a few factors to why children leave their homes and go to live on the streets. One being poverty, one being independence that they find on the streets, and also they want to leave maybe a dysfunctional life in their homes. And their lives on the streets is difficult. They sleep on cold roads, their feet are dirty, and they have torn clothes. They do drugs, they steal, and even participate in prostitution. But the fortunate news is that there are organizations trying to fight against this. Thank you.